If she tells you, "These 10 things, leave her immediately for your own good." Stoic relationship. Red flags. Stoicism teaches us that inner peace is the ultimate goal, and that includes making wise choices in our relationships. Have you ever found yourself constantly questioning your worth or happiness because of things your partner says? If she tells you these 10 things, it's time to face the harsh truth. It's a clear signal to prioritize your well-being and walk away. Today, we delve into these relationship red flags that can severely impact your happiness. Are you ready to take control of your life and ensure you are with a partner who truly values you? If so, comment below with any experiences you might have had. Your input could help someone in a similar situation. If this content resonates with you, please like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more Stoic wisdom on relationships. Let's cut through the noise and safeguard your well-being. Number 1. Why can't you be more like another man? If she frequently says, "Why can't you be more like another man?" this is a toxic comparison that has no place in a healthy relationship. At its core, this behavior is deeply disrespectful and harmful. When someone compares you to another person, it sends a clear message. They are dissatisfied with who you are. This kind of statement not only diminishes your worth, but also creates unnecessary pressure for you to live up to someone else's standards that were never meant for you in the first place. A true partner should value and appreciate you for who you are, not for who they wish you could be. Love and respect are rooted in authenticity, where both individuals are free to be themselves without fear of judgment or comparison. When she frequently brings up other men as benchmarks, it shows a lack of appreciation for your unique qualities and contributions. From a Stoic perspective, comparisons are counterproductive and detract from living a virtuous life. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This wisdom reminds us to focus on our own journey of self-improvement, rather than measuring ourselves against others. A partner who compares you to someone else is not only undermining your self-worth, but also failing to recognize the value of individuality. Such behavior also raises a red flag about her mindset. It suggests that she may be seeking external validation or harboring unrealistic expectations. Instead of working on the relationship and nurturing mutual growth, she's focusing on what's lacking, according to her own biased perception. Over time, these comparisons can lead to feelings of inadequacy, resentment, and emotional detachment. You deserve to be in a relationship where you are valued for who you truly are, not for how you measure up to someone else. A supportive partner would celebrate your strengths and stand by your side as you work on your weaknesses, without constantly holding you to the impossible standard of being like another man. If she continues to make these comparisons, it's a clear indication that the relationship lacks the respect and acceptance necessary for a healthy connection. Don't let anyone make you feel as though you are not enough. Walking away from a relationship that thrives on toxic comparisons isn't just an option. It's a step toward finding someone who truly values you for you. Remember, you are not in competition with anyone else. The right partner will see you as their equal, not a placeholder or a project. Respect yourself enough to demand the same in return. Number 2. You're lucky to have me. If she says, "You're lucky to have me," this shows a clear lack of humility and a deeply flawed understanding of relationships. At first, this statement might seem harmless or playful, but it often carries a deeper, more troubling message. It implies that she views herself as superior in the relationship, as if her presence is a gift you should constantly be grateful for. While confidence in a partner is healthy, arrogance and condescension are not. Healthy relationships are founded on mutual appreciation and respect. Both partners should recognize the value that the other brings to the relationship. When one person believes they are doing the other a favor by simply being there, it creates an imbalance that undermines the partnership. This attitude often fosters entitlement and dismisses your contributions, no matter how significant they may be. The Stoics viewed pride as a vice, warning against the dangers of arrogance and self-importance. As Seneca wrote, "No man can have a peaceful life who thinks too much about lengthening it, or believes that living through many consulships is a great blessing." In relationships, this wisdom translates to the importance of humility and gratitude. A partner who lacks these qualities is unlikely to foster a healthy, supportive connection. When she tells you, "You're lucky to have me," she's not only disrespecting you, but also failing to appreciate the effort, love, and support you bring to the table. This mindset can lead to dismissiveness, where your needs and feelings are overlooked because she sees herself as the centerpiece of the relationship. Over time, such an attitude can erode your self-esteem. You might begin to question whether you're truly valued or if the relationship is worth the energy you're putting into it. A healthy partnership is about growing together, not one person constantly asserting their superiority. If this type of behavior persists, it's a clear sign to reevaluate the relationship. Mutual respect and appreciation are non-negotiable. Walking away from someone who lacks humility and doesn't value you isn't a sign of weakness. It's a choice to protect your self-worth and seek a partnership that aligns with your values. Remember, relationships should uplift and inspire you, not make you feel as though you are lucky to be included. The true luck in a relationship comes when both people feel equally valued and appreciated. If that's missing, it's time to prioritize your well-being and move forward. Number 3, you never do enough for me. When she states, "You never do enough for me," this highlights an insatiable need for validation and a toxic dynamic in the relationship. No matter how much effort you put in, whether it's emotional support, acts of service, or thoughtful gestures, she always finds fault and demands more. This kind of statement reveals a deep-seated imbalance in the relationship, where your contributions are undervalued and her expectations are never-ending. In a healthy partnership, both individuals recognize and appreciate each other's efforts. There is a natural give and take that fosters mutual respect and gratitude. When someone constantly tells you that you're not doing enough, it can leave you feeling inadequate, exhausted, and trapped in a cycle of trying to prove your worth. Stoicism teaches us to act virtuously and prioritize what is within our control. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This means focusing on being the best version of yourself, not bending over backward to meet someone else's unending demands. A partner who truly values you will see your actions for what they are, genuine expressions of care, not opportunities to criticize or extract more from you. When she consistently tells you that you're falling short, it reflects a deeper issue, her inability to be content or appreciative. Such behavior can be rooted in insecurity or a need for constant validation, but it's not your responsibility to fill that void. Your worth is not defined by how well you meet her insatiable demands. Over time, this dynamic can erode your sense of self-worth and create feelings of resentment. You might find yourself questioning if you're truly enough, but the truth is, the problem isn't with you. It's with the unrealistic expectations being placed on you. A relationship should be a partnership, not a one-sided effort to keep someone happy. If she cannot acknowledge your efforts or reciprocate with equal investment, it's a sign that the relationship is unsustainable. Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our values, and our peace of mind, not the endless pursuit of external validation from someone who refuses to see your value. If you find yourself constantly being told that you never do enough, it's time to evaluate whether this relationship supports your growth and well-being. The answer is clear. Stop giving to someone who will never appreciate it and walk away for the sake of your inner peace. Number 4. It's always your fault. If she consistently uses the line, "It's always your fault," this demonstrates a lack of accountability and emotional immaturity. Blame shifting is a manipulative tactic often used to evade responsibility for one's actions. When a partner consistently places all the blame on you, they avoid facing their own shortcomings and flaws. This creates a toxic cycle where you're made to feel solely responsible for every problem in the relationship, regardless of the circumstances. Healthy relationships are built on accountability. Both partners must be willing to acknowledge their mistakes, learn from them, and grow together. When one person refuses to take responsibility and constantly shifts the blame, it reflects a deep unwillingness to address issues constructively. This lack of maturity can erode trust and respect, the very foundation of any strong partnership. From a Stoic perspective, self-awareness and accountability are essential virtues. As Epictetus wisely said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means owning your reactions and learning from your mistakes. A Stoic understands that no one is perfect, and growth comes from admitting faults and striving to improve. When a partner refuses to adopt this mindset, it's a sign of a critical lack of character. The danger of being in a relationship with someone who constantly blames you is that it can distort your sense of reality. Over time, you might start internalizing the blame, questioning your actions, and feeling guilty for things beyond your control. This is not only unfair, but also harmful to your mental and emotional well-being. A mature partner would recognize that conflicts and challenges are a shared responsibility. They wouldn't deflect accountability, but instead work with you to find solutions and move forward. When she says, "It's always your fault," it signals an inability to engage in this level of partnership. Instead, it's a mechanism to avoid personal growth and maintain control. Take this as a wake-up call. Relationships are about mutual effort, understanding, and accountability. If she refuses to take responsibility for her actions and continues to blame you for everything, it's time to prioritize your well-being. Walking away isn't giving up. It's choosing to protect your inner peace and seek a relationship built on mutual respect and growth. Number 5. I'm always right. If she says, "I'm always right," it signifies a dangerous level of arrogance and an unwillingness to compromise. This statement might seem confident on the surface, but it's actually a reflection of a rigid mindset that leaves no room for growth, understanding, or collaboration. Relationships thrive on mutual respect and the acknowledgement that no one is infallible. When someone insists they are always right, it creates an environment of control and dominance, shutting down meaningful conversations and healthy debates. Stoicism teaches us to value wisdom over ego. The pursuit of truth requires humility and the openness to accept when we're wrong. A partner who cannot entertain the possibility of being wrong is not only dismissing your perspective, but also undermining the foundation of the relationship: equality. Imagine being in a situation where every disagreement ends in the same way. Your thoughts are dismissed, and her word becomes the final verdict. Over time, this dynamic can lead to feelings of frustration, inadequacy, and even resentment. you may begin to doubt your own judgment, fearing that any challenge to her viewpoint will result in conflict or further dismissal. In healthy relationships, both partners understand that mistakes are a part of life. They actively listen, acknowledge differing perspectives, and work together to find common ground. When one person clings to the idea of being always right, it signals a lack of emotional maturity and a need to control the narrative of the relationship. As a Stoic, remember that your role is not to win every argument, but to maintain your inner peace and strive for wisdom. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "If someone can show me that what I think or do is wrong, I will happily change, for I seek the truth." A partner who refuses to embrace this mindset will likely hinder your personal growth and create an imbalance in the relationship. If she consistently dismisses your opinions, refuses to engage in constructive discussions, or manipulates every disagreement to reaffirm her supposed superiority, it's a glaring red flag. Ask yourself, is this the kind of relationship that supports your journey toward inner peace and personal fulfillment? The answer is clear. If she cannot meet you halfway and insists on being always right, it's time to reconsider whether the relationship aligns with your values. Walking away isn't a loss. It's a step towards safeguarding your mental and emotional well-being. Number 6. You're too sensitive. If she tells you, "You're too sensitive," it's a huge red flag. This seemingly casual remark might sound like a passing comment, but its implications run much deeper. When someone tells you this, they are essentially dismissing your feelings, invalidating your emotional experiences, and subtly framing you as the problem in the relationship. Stoicism teaches us to approach emotions with clarity, not to suppress them, but to understand and manage them. A healthy partner should encourage this process, not discourage or mock it. Think about the underlying message in this statement. "You're too sensitive" implies that your reactions are inherently wrong, regardless of the situation. It places the blame squarely on you for feeling upset, hurt, or misunderstood. This tactic is often used to shut down communication and deflect accountability for hurtful actions. Over time, it can lead to self-doubt, as you start questioning if your emotions are valid at all. A partner who truly values you would want to understand why you feel a certain way. They wouldn't mock your feelings or belittle your experiences, but instead approach you with empathy and patience. Emotional validation is a cornerstone of a healthy relationship, and without it, resentment and disconnection are inevitable. Now consider the Stoic approach. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means we can reflect on our emotions and decide how to respond to them. But that doesn't mean others have the right to dismiss or diminish those emotions. If she's unwilling to have meaningful discussions or continues to label you as too sensitive without considering your perspective, it's a sign that the relationship is skewed toward control rather than mutual respect. This is where you must prioritize your mental well-being over the need to stay and fix something that's fundamentally unhealthy. Take this as an opportunity to reflect on whether the relationship aligns with your core values, including self-respect, open communication, and emotional balance. If the answer is no, walking away isn't just an option, it's necessary for your inner peace. Number 7. You're holding me back. If she tells you, "You're holding me back," this displays a clear lack of commitment to the relationship and a troubling disregard for your dreams and contributions. When someone makes this statement, it's often less about you and more about their own dissatisfaction or inability to take responsibility for their life choices. Rather than working together to grow and overcome challenges, She's shifting blame onto you, framing you as the obstacle to her success or happiness. This is a significant red flag. A healthy relationship is built on mutual support and encouragement. Both partners should inspire each other to pursue their goals while also finding ways to grow together. When she says, "You're holding me back," she's essentially rejecting this principle, suggesting that your presence in her life is a hindrance rather than a source of strength. From a Stoic perspective, blame shifting and avoidance of responsibility are indicators of a lack of self-awareness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom highlights the importance of focusing on what is within one's control, our decisions, actions, and mindset. If she cannot take ownership of her circumstances and instead projects her frustrations onto you, it shows emotional immaturity and a lack of accountability. This kind of behavior can also be emotionally damaging. Over time, you might begin to question your worth, wondering if you're truly the problem or if you've somehow failed as a partner. But let's be clear, a loving and respectful partner would never make you feel like an obstacle. Instead, they would work with you to address challenges and find solutions that allow both of you to thrive. When someone views you as a barrier to their advancement, it's a strong indication that they are not fully invested in the relationship. Instead of seeing the partnership as a team effort, they're prioritizing their individual pursuits at the expense of your bond. While personal growth is essential, it should never come at the cost of mutual respect and commitment. If she genuinely feels that the relationship isn't aligned with her goals, a mature and respectful partner would address this openly and constructively without resorting to blame. But if her words consistently diminish your value and frame you as a problem, it's time to take a step back and prioritize your well-being. A good partner celebrates your growth, supports your dreams, and works to find harmony between individual aspirations and shared goals. If she can't do that, she is certainly not the right person for you. Walking away from such a dynamic is not a failure. It's a choice to protect your self-respect and seek a relationship that truly nurtures and uplifts you. Number 8. I need my space. If she says, "I need my space," it can be a valid request occasionally, but if it becomes constant and is followed by cold or uncaring behavior, it's a clear sign of emotional unavailability. In any healthy relationship, personal space is important. Everyone needs time to recharge, reflect, and maintain their individuality. However, when this phrase is used repeatedly as a way to distance herself emotionally or avoid meaningful connection, it signals a deeper problem. A balanced relationship is one where both partners feel secure enough to express their needs without fear of rejection or neglect. When someone uses "I need my space" as a way to push you away while simultaneously showing indifference to your feelings, it creates a dynamic of imbalance and confusion. It leaves you questioning whether the relationship is truly a partnership or if you're being sidelined emotionally. From a Stoic perspective, clarity and understanding are essential to maintaining peace of mind. Epictetus said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." This means it's crucial to discern whether her need for space is genuinely about self-care or a sign of emotional detachment. If her behavior leans toward the latter, it's a red flag indicating that she may not be fully invested in the relationship. Repeatedly asking for space while showing little effort to reconnect can make you feel excluded, unwanted, and uncertain about where you stand. This is not how a healthy relationship should function. Personal space is meant to enhance the bond by allowing each partner to grow individually, not to create a wedge between them. A partner who truly values you and the relationship will communicate openly about their need for space and reassure you of their commitment. They will seek a balance that respects both their independence and your emotional connection. On the other hand, if "I need my space" becomes an excuse to avoid emotional closeness or accountability, it shows a lack of regard for your feelings and the health of the partnership. It's important to evaluate the pattern. Is she using this phrase occasionally, in a healthy and respectful way, or is it a recurring theme accompanied by coldness or detachment? If it's the latter, it's time to recognize that her actions are undermining the relationship. You deserve a partner who values your presence and actively works to create a balance between independence and intimacy. If she consistently pushes you away under the guise of needing space while neglecting your emotional needs, it's a sign that she's not ready or willing to invest in a meaningful connection. For the sake of your well-being, it might be time to move on. Number 9. I don't have time for this. If she often says, "I don't have time for this," when you want to have important discussions, it signals avoidance and a lack of investment in the relationship. At its core, this phrase communicates that she is unwilling to prioritize the relationship or address critical issues that require attention. Healthy communication is the foundation of any strong partnership. It's how problems are resolved, trust is built, and emotional intimacy is deepened. When someone refuses to engage in meaningful dialogue, it creates a barrier to growth and understanding. From a Stoic perspective, avoiding difficult conversations reflects an unwillingness to confront reality. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In a relationship, this strength manifests as the courage to address challenges head-on rather than deflecting or dismissing them. A partner who continually avoids these discussions is demonstrating emotional immaturity and a lack of accountability. When she says, "I don't have time for this," it can make you feel unheard and unimportant. Over time, this dismissive attitude erodes the foundation of the relationship, leaving you questioning whether your concerns and feelings matter at all. A loving and supportive partner will make time to listen, even when life gets busy, because they value the connection and the bond you share. It's also worth noting that avoidance often stems from deeper issues, such as fear of confrontation or a lack of emotional capacity to engage. While these might be understandable struggles, they don't excuse the consistent dismissal of your efforts to communicate. Relationships require effort and a willingness to meet challenges together. If one partner is unwilling to engage, it creates an imbalance that ultimately leads to frustration and resentment. Ask yourself, is this a recurring pattern, or is it a one-time response in a moment of stress? Occasional missteps can happen, but if this phrase becomes a default reaction to important discussions, it's a clear sign of emotional unavailability. A healthy partnership involves both people working together to create a safe space for open and honest communication. If she is unwilling to invest time in resolving issues or hearing your perspective, it's an indication that she's not prepared for the commitment a relationship demands. You deserve a partner who values your voice and is willing to navigate life's challenges with you. If she continues to dismiss your concerns, it's time to reevaluate the relationship and prioritize your own well-being. Remember, effective communication is not optional in a healthy relationship, it's essential. Without it, even the strongest connections will falter. Don't settle for someone who refuses to engage in the discussions that matter most. Number 10. You're not good enough. Finally, if she says, "You're not good enough," this is the most blatant red flag of all. This statement is an outright attack on your self-worth. It goes beyond a mere critique of your actions or behavior. It targets the very core of who you are as a person. When someone you care about tells you that you're not good enough, it is an attempt to diminish your sense of value and self-esteem. This is not something that should ever be tolerated in a healthy relationship. A loving and supportive partner uplifts you, encourages you to grow, and celebrates your strengths. They don't try to tear you down or make you feel inferior. In fact, a good partner will help you see the best in yourself, especially during challenging times. But when she tells you that you're not good enough, it reflects a deep level of disrespect and emotional harm. It's not about constructive criticism. It's about control, manipulation, and emotional abuse. From a Stoic perspective, our sense of self-worth should not be dependent on the opinions or judgments of others. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Your value is intrinsic and should come from within, not from how someone else chooses to treat you. When someone tries to undermine your worth, it's a reflection of their inability to recognize and appreciate your unique qualities. No one should make you feel like you're not enough. This type of behavior can have long-lasting psychological effects, leading you to question your abilities, appearance, and overall worth. Over time, it can erode your confidence and sense of self, leaving you in a constant state of self-doubt and insecurity. A healthy relationship should make you feel safe, valued, and supported. If she consistently tells you that you're not good enough, this is not love. It's manipulation and emotional abuse. The aim is to create doubt and control, often leading you to feel like you have to prove your worth to someone who is not willing to appreciate you for who you truly are. This is a clear sign to walk away. No matter how much you may love her or how much you may have invested in the relationship, you deserve to be with someone who sees your worth and values you for who you are. The moment someone tells you that you're not good enough, it's time to prioritize your own well-being and leave. No one has the right to make you feel small or unworthy. Remember, you are enough, just as you are. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. A loving partner will never make you feel inadequate. They will stand beside you, supporting you as you grow. If you find yourself in a relationship where you are constantly being told you're not good enough, it's time to walk away and seek the love and respect you truly deserve. Remember, your well-being is paramount. Stoicism teaches us the importance of making wise choices, especially when it comes to relationships. Life is short, and we must be discerning about who we allow into our inner circle. Every relationship you have should contribute to your growth, happiness, and peace of mind, not diminish it. Walking away from a toxic relationship is not an act of weakness, but rather a courageous and empowering step towards self-preservation. You are taking control of your life and choosing to prioritize your mental and emotional health. A good partner will recognize your worth, appreciate your presence, and value your efforts. They will offer support and love, not criticism or manipulation. If you find yourself constantly questioning your self-worth or feeling drained by the relationship, it's a clear sign that something is wrong. Don't settle for someone who diminishes you or makes you feel less than you are. A healthy relationship should nurture you, not tear you down. If you resonate with this content, or if you've had experiences that reflect any of the red flags we've discussed today, I encourage you to share them in the comments below. Your insights could make a positive impact on someone else's life. We can all learn from each other's experiences and find strength in knowing that we're not alone. And if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and ensure you hit the bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. We're here to support you on your journey toward healthier, more meaningful relationships. Stay strong, remain stoic, and always prioritize your peace of mind. You deserve a relationship built on mutual respect, love, and true appreciation. Never forget that your happiness and well-being come first.